The night before her funeral, I couldn't sleep. The house was silent except for the faint hum of the refrigerator, the way it always had been when she'd sneak down for water at midnight. But now her laughter was gone, her toothbrush untouched, her drawings still taped to the fridge. Little hearts, our family, the dog she wanted. Everyone said it was a fever. The doctor, the police, even my wife. Soft-spoken, calm, rehearsed. But I knew fever didn't steal a child in her sleep without a sound. At 2 in the morning, I opened the tablet that held the camera feed from her room at my mother-in-law's house. I hadn't been able to watch it before. The grief was too raw. But something in my wife's eyes during dinner, how she avoided mine, pushed me past the fear. I pressed play. The screen lit up with shadows, faint nightlight glow, my daughter's small shape beneath her blanket. Then, movement. A figure entered. Not one, two. I leaned closer, my pulse slowing to an unnatural rhythm. When the smaller one whispered her name, my daughter stirred. When the taller one placed a hand on her mouth, she stopped. The tablet slipped from my hands. I didn't breathe again for a very long time. In the morning, I told no one. I stood by the casket, watching strangers cry. My wife wept into her mother's arms, her sobs shaking her shoulders like performance art. The priest said, "God gives, God takes." I heard, "They lied, they lied." That night, when the guests were gone, I replayed the footage. Every frame, every shadow. The two women moved with familiarity. One reached for the bedside lamp. My wife's watch flashed in the dim light. The other whispered something I couldn't make out, her voice trembling, deliberate. My wife's mother. I stopped the video. My hands were steady, though my body wasn't. They hadn't meant for me to see it. But they knew. They'd erased part of the recording, 2 missing minutes, but not enough. And that was the moment I realized something worse than loss. They didn't grieve her. They managed her death. For 3 days, I played the role. The grieving husband, the broken father. I let them believe I was too destroyed to see straight. But my grief was no longer human. It was surgical. I collected details quietly. The pill bottles on the kitchen counter. The pharmacy receipts with mismatched dosages. The insurance form my wife forgot to file. Her mother's nervous laughter when I entered a room. Her phone lighting up with my wife's messages at 3 a.m. I didn't confront them. I listened. My wife started locking her phone. Her mother avoided my eyes. Their rehearsed story began to crack in small, perfect ways. I went to the hospital alone. Asked for the toxicology report, just for closure. The nurse hesitated, then printed it. Traces of an antipsychotic drug. Prescribed to none of us. The doctor had missed it, or ignored it. I drove home in silence, the report on the passenger seat, my reflection fractured in the window. The world hadn't changed. I had. The truth came not with a scream, but a whisper. When I entered the kitchen that night, they were there, my wife and her mother, laughing over wine. The air smelled of rosemary and deceit. I placed the tablet on the counter and pressed play. The video glowed in the dark. Their laughter died before the sound reached me. My wife's face drained. Her mother gripped the counter like gravity had betrayed her. "I fixed it," my wife said finally. Her voice cracked. She was sick. Mom said. I didn't need her to finish. I let silence answer for me. It was heavier than any word could be. When the video ended, I placed the toxicology report beside her glass. She didn't look at it. "Say her name," I told her. She didn't. And that was the moment I knew they weren't capable of remorse. Only fear. I didn't call the police. I didn't shout. I made copies. I sent one to the hospital board, another to the attorney handling my daughter's estate, a third, anonymously, to child services. They would investigate the negligence, the dosage, the forged signature on the prescription pad. But the final copy I left on my wife's pillow, along with the ring she'd stopped wearing the week our daughter died. By the next morning, she was gone. Her mother, too. The investigation went public within days. Every news outlet used the same phrase, suspicious circumstances. I never had to lift a hand. I simply gave truth a direction, and it devoured them whole. It's been 6 months. Her room remains untouched. The nightlight still burns faintly blue. Sometimes I stand in the doorway, not to remember, but to make sure I don't forget. People ask how I live with it. I tell them grief changes shape. It becomes focus, precision, silence. My wife wrote once that love means forgiveness. She was wrong. Love means truth, even when it ruins you, especially when it ruins you. I turn off the nightlight before leaving. The darkness doesn't frighten me anymore.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.